So I started writing an email about grammar, and I thought I'd start recording. And the specific issue is this sentence: I do need to chill out. And I was wondering about that sentence. And I was wondering if to chill out was an infinitive verb or like if this is all an infinitive, like one infinitive, or if perhaps out is serving as some kind of modifier. And I found it described as a phrasal verb. And so I was like, okay, well, it's a phrasal verb, so that settles it. And then I said that basically to Elliot off list, and he said it interprets fine as non phrasal. Calling it phrasal is like looking up a name for something and being like, someone said it's named this, therefore mystery solved. Which that's true, that's what I was doing. You're just accepting its arbitrary convention. I agree. And I think I take that sort of approach a lot where I look up the name of something and think I've understood it. Um, but anyway, with regards to the substantive issue, to chill out does seem like a whatever a phrasal verb is, or at least it did initially to me. Because, and I think the reasoning was to chill is like so. I mean, there's one meaning of to chill, which is like to chill a drink, right? That's not relevant. To chill can mean like to hang out. You chill with someone. Oh, but this one, so I just looked up dictionary.com. I've got a bunch of dictionaries here too. But just for example, this says to calm down, relax, often followed by out. On this site, somebody's asking about chilling versus hanging out, and they say, first, I don't think we can. So, what's their question? If it's a weekend, I have no plans, so I just stay home, drink some wine, watch some TV, enjoy the weekend. When my friend calls me and asks what I'm doing, I reply, I'm just chilling at home, I'm just hanging out at home. First, I don't think we can use hangout because there's no one with me. Well, I guess you do generally hang out with someone. So I see that. But then he asks, but is chill out used to mean spending time and doing something relaxing? Oh, he's like this is chilling. And this is asking about chill out. So it seems like he sort of lost the plot of his own question because even if they're equivalent, even if chilling and chilling out can be equivalent in meaning, they're different expressions. So if somebody replies, to chill is to relax and do nothing in particular. Certainly nothing that might be construed as work. It doesn't necessarily mean you are alone, but most often it is used that way. To hang out can really mean a variety of things, from sitting at home alone to going to a club with friends. Yeah, if I wanted to say slang for like, oh, I just spent the weekend at home, I would just say I like took it easy or something. You know, like if I was just trying to say I was relaxing, I wouldn't say I hung out because it's begging a question, which is like hang out with who? Like I hung out with my friend. That would be legitimate. So are perhaps chill and chill out equivalent expressions, and maybe people like maybe you had hangout and chilling and people decided to make the variation chill out, but it's basically there's no real difference. But then if you have a modifier, okay, now I think I'm sort of finding the thread of my thought here. If you have a modifier, it should modify, meaning like it should be adding some information. Even even the articles like a and an add information. So if chilling and chilling out are equivalent expressions, then that would seem to go more towards like a phrasal verb interpretation where it's just like, well, or you could call it a phrasal verb. You could just call it an idiomatic expression, I guess, because that's essentially like chill out equals relax, basically. So the out chill equals relax equals chill out. So then the out, if like that follows, then the out isn't really doing anything. So to say it's a modifier, I'm not really convinced of that. Like I think it might be a bit different because like to hang, to hang is I mean you could hang a hat, you could hang a person, but to hang out makes it like it actually changes, like adding that out changes the meaning of to hang significantly, whereas it seems like adding the out to chill doesn't. But then is it if you add a modifier and instead of modifying it makes it into a completely different meaning, is that still a modifier like how I'm thinking about it? Like it's not even it's like stronger than a negation. It's just because like a negation is a negation of the original thing. But if you add a word and you're just like you going to talking from like, you know, one thing to a completely different topic, is that a modifier? Although I guess to hang, right. So this says this gives idle or loiter for a hang as a found the boys hanging around pool rooms. Making the acquaintance of quiet gentlemen hanging about the fringes of tourist parties. To spend time idly, especially with a particular person or group of people. Hang out, usually used with. Here's a video called Plants vs. Zombies Chill and Hangout Stream. Okay. So I guess, right, so this definition makes sense to me as a definition of hang, as in hang out or spending time with people. Right, so to spend time idly, especially with a particular group of people, this is for just hang out, usually used with, and it's an intransitive verb. So you know the difference there. Like the transitive, a transitive verb of an example of a transitive use of hang would be to make a turn while driving. Like you hang a left, but you don't hang a friend, or else he's not much of a friend. You hang out with friends. So if you hang out with friends, then what is with friends telling you? Well, it's telling you the situation in which you hang out, how you hang out, who or I guess who you hang out with. But it's about the hanging out. So out is really modifying. Like if I just say I ate, you don't know. Like you know that I ate, but not much more. But if I say I ate out, then that's still the same expression. Like the meaning of ate, the basic meaning of ate hasn't been changed, but um, it's been the location of the action has been somewhat specified, at least in that you know that I didn't eat at home, or maybe like not at a friend's house, but like at a restaurant or somewhere somewhere outside where one gets food. But if it's just like an equivalent kind of thing, then I'm not sure how much of a modifier it really is, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm thinking about this the wrong way because, like, I guess out does the word out does reduce some ambiguity somewhat, even if you could write equivalent expressions involving hang that don't involve out. Once you have the out there, it is telling you something. Like, if you think of, like, I was hanging. Right, so imagine you're reading sentences that start with each of these respectively, and you get to the end point of my writing here. I was hanging with. Now, I think that typically I would expect, like, I would start to hear this as slang, like I was hanging with my buddies or something. Like that's my expectation as to what comes next. But it could be, I was hanging with uh, a dagger clenched in my teeth as I clung to the rock face. Like it could be like some sort of dramatic uh, in the middle of the action start to a novel or something. Whereas with this is less ambiguous as to what to expect compared to like this one is less ambiguous compared to this one. So out is doing something. So so it's a modifier. That was a long walk to that conclusion, boy. Okay. So I guess one thing is that like each modifier answers a question, reduces some ambiguity, gives you some detail, but the the detail being offered, the ambiguity being reduced can be very subtle. Like, if you think of a modifier like the red ball, like red and the red ball, um, that's pretty clear what it's telling you. Whereas sometimes you have something like hanging out where it's part of something that sounds like sort of a standard expression. And so you're not really like it's hard to pin down. It's harder to pin down what it's telling you than in the case of the red ball, like what out is telling us here. But um, but it is telling us something. It is. I mean, even being an indicator of a standard phrase is a sort of like part of a standard phrase is a sort of ambiguity reduction. Although I guess that logic might apply to auxiliary verbs too, and then I don't know if I mean, are those modifiers of verbs? I guess you could look at it like that. Anyway,